What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing one of the most unique picks in the Go Bad League, and of course, that is Morpeko. This Pokemon is one of only 2 picks in the entire game to have a form-changing mechanic. This hyper-offensive Pokemon here, every time you throw a charge attack, swaps between doing electric and dark-type damage with the charge attack Aura Wheel, and every time Aura Wheel is thrown, it also boosts your attack stat, so this Pokemon demands respect from almost every Pokemon in the meta. Really quickly, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I upload every single day, and I'd really appreciate it, but let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. First game of the day. Can we get the core break with Morpeko immediately? No. No, we cannot. That is not a great lead. But you know, maybe they're going to be inclined to stay in when I swap in my Gourgeist. That could be good for us, potentially, if they do. And throwing immediately here with my Seed Bomb is actually good timing at this point, because they are, well, I'm desynced by a turn by swapping in. Seed Bomb's not going to one-shot by any means here, but it's going to do a decent amount of neutral damage. In fact, we get a shield there. That's interesting. And they're going to go for an Icy Wind after 3 more charms. I'll shield this up just because they shielded. I feel like at this point, chipping this Pokemon down could be pretty good for our chances of winning. Because the lower this Wigglytuff is, the less that my Morpeko has to worry about from this Pokemon, but if they're staying in here, like, what are the odds of a Mud Slapper in the backline? I feel like a Mud Slapper plus a Wigglytuff duo is very common in GBL. So we'll see, I guess. But my Corviknight is still around. Maybe we get a shield here as well? We'll see. I would love a shield, but I doubt they do. Yeah, they do survive on 1 HP. So I'm going to swap out there. I'm going to save my Gourgeist, get the Sand Attack down, and we'll see what comes in. It's a Corviknight. Alright. I would imagine that means there's probably going to be a Mud Slapper as the 3rd Pokemon, right? Which is not the best news I've ever heard. But it's always still potentially playable. My Gourgeist is still around. I have Morpeko that at least can get to maybe a Psychic Fangs this game. We'll see. Alright. Doesn't quite two-shot them here, which is a little bit sad. Alright, payback here, try to do whatever we can against this Pokemon. And I guess we'll find out if there's any chance of us winning this game. Yeah, I couldn't even Thundershot down in time. This could potentially be a Seed Bomb, maybe they shield this up, but I would imagine they don't. Man. Oh, they shield? Hold on, maybe there's a chance. Probably not a good chance, but there could be a chance if I get another Psychic Fangs off. I do actually reach the move, which is kind of helpful, not gonna lie. Because this second Psychic Fangs is gonna do a decent chunk of damage. It's also a second defense drop for them. Seven. I don't really want to shield this, but I think I... Oh, let's go! We call the Bone Club? I was gonna say, I think I have to shield, but not if they bait. Alright. Well, do they try to come in Corviknight here? If they try to come in Corviknight to combo us, that's fine. Because then I Incinerate down with my Gourgeist. I might actually be able to survive long enough to get a Seed Bomb off against the other guy. They do payback? Okay, I get one more Incinerate here. And then, as long as they're not one Incinerate or one Bone Club away from their... one Mud Slap away from the Bone Club, that's what I'm trying to say very poorly, then I should win. Yeah, look at that. We actually just reached the Seed Bomb here. I think they might have played this endgame a little bit inefficiently. Shielding that first Psychic Fangs was not the play for them, but that gave us just a little bit of wiggle room. And Gourgeist somehow pulling out the backline. Let's go. Alright, next battle. No more Mud Slap leads. We've already seen enough for the day, and we've only seen one. Yes, that's not a Mud Slapper, is it? Alright, we swap here. Try to get some Incinerate damage against this if possible. But they swap out immediately into the Shadow Sableye. I don't love to see, but maybe we can try to get some shields down here with our Gourgeist. And, I mean, it's not like I can't do any damage to Steelix. And honestly, I guess, here's the thing about Steelix, right? It is going to be using Thunderfang, as well as probably Psychic Fangs and maybe Crunch. So, the damage output from Steelix into Morpeko is probably not as high as they'd like it to be. So, I can get some energy built up here, and then start maybe ramping up with Morpeko. Alright, do they Gleam us here? I would imagine not. They probably always just go for the Foul Play. Yeah. But now I can ramp up my attack stat as well as change into my Dark-type form. And by being a Dark-type Morpeko, I can potentially put myself into a position where I can do some real damage to that Steelix. Alright, we get the knockout. We've entered Hangry mode, I guess. It's a non-shadow Steelix, though, so this isn't going to do a ton of damage, but it should at least chip them down into a more manageable range later on. Oh, we get a shield there? That's crazy. Was not expecting that. Alright. What are they going to do here? Probably a Crunch. I doubt they Psychic Fangs. Yeah. Like, Psychic Fangs was the one play I was not ever expecting them to go for there, and luckily they didn't. I'm going to go for the Psychic Fangs myself, because obviously at this point, my Morpeko is going to be in a pretty awkward spot by going for an Aura Wheel. So maybe if I go for this, I can still get to my next Dark-type Aura Wheel here, outpace them, and this should knock out if it lands. Oh my goodness, hold on, we actually reached the move. This should be enough, right? Like, it's +3 kind of damage? Haha, okay, that's not bad. What's in the back? Do I get to a Psychic Fangs? Please tell me I do. Okay, honestly, that could be much worse. Getting the Psychic Fangs off here should make it so now I can pay back them and knock them out with Corviknight. It's an Incinerate user. I don't love seeing it. That does so much damage for being a neutral Psychic Fangs. But they're at the Shadow Ball now, but they're 2 more Incinerates away from the back-to-back, and they need 2 Shadow Balls to knock me out. So I should be able to outpace them by 1 turn to the payback and get the KO. Man, Shadow Ball does so much damage here. It's crazy to me that they buffed that move. Look at that. We get the next payback off. Air Cutter might have even been enough, but I want to make sure that we get the knockout. Payback knocks him out, and Morpeko just put on such a clinic that game. Another Ground-type lead, but we're able to get the win. Let's go. Next battle, we've seen 2 Ground-type leads. Can we not see one of those this time? Alright, I mean, it's not a Ground-type, but I wouldn't necessarily call this amazing. We'll see what we can do, though, because Morpeko is going to put on a lot of pressure, even with resisted attacks. That's kind of the thing about this Pokemon, right? It's very strong when it comes to just kind of dealing out damage, even in bad spots. We just saw it against that Steelix, right? So we'll see what it can do here. Probably going to do about half their HP. Yeah, I mean, resisted damage still doing that much is kind of ridiculous. They throw an alignment. That is an interesting idea. We'll shield up the Seed Bomb here, because, I mean, Morpeko's squishy. I gotta shield it. And now this could be a Dark-type Aura Wheel, so likely we get a shield here, but there is a chance that they try to call this attack, because it could also be a very tempting bait. Yeah, and that's actually what ends up happening there. Okay. I don't love doing this, but I'm going to shield a second time. Morpeko's been ramped up, and I think I get a farm down here if they end up staying in. Okay, well, I guess we see a bit of a taste of our own medicine come in. Their own Morpeko. But they might shield this if they don't have the perfect counts. Yeah, they do shield, which is good. And now we should be able to come in Gourgeist and start doing a lot of damage ourselves against them. But we do have to keep in mind here that their Morpeko is already at 7 Thundershocks of energy. 8, 9... Do they go for a Psychic Fangs, or do they just ramp up immediately? I think I've seen a team in the past. Okay, so they're at, 5 right now? Oh, they throw instantly. Wait, that's huge, actually, because now I can outpace to an Air Cutter here. I think there's a chance the final Pokemon this game, it could be the guy, the Licky is who I'm thinking about. Oh, that's not Licky. What is this? Okay, this is fine. We force energy out of them. How fine is this? I don't know. We need to be able to come out of this with an Air Cutter, basically, for the Morpeko. If we can do that, we can win the game. My Sand Attack damage is super effective. They need a Thunderbolt to knock us out. But, I mean, I don't know if I can get enough energy here to win. I mean, I have to throw the move now. The problem is, I think we just get outpaced by that Morpeko, because we overfarmed as much as we really could here. Morpeko probably gets a move off. Yeah, it's already at an attack. Is this already an Aura Wheel? Did they swap out with an Aura Wheel for some reason? Why didn't they just throw it? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter then if I would have been able to do much there if they already had the move. Dang it. Okay, well, I guess I wasn't expecting the double electric team. Morpeko having a hard time core breaking so far. Still making some close games, though. Alright, got our next battle. What is the lead gonna be this time? Please tell me it's gonna be good. Okay, that's much more playable. Although they can try to dance around us if they want to here. But I can just start ramping up. I take almost no fast move pressure, but I do have to watch out for superpower potentially, right? That move would basically one-shot us. I'd imagine at some point they try to go for a catch, but there's no real Pokemon in the game that want to take a +1, +2, +3 Aura Wheel, right? So even if they catch here, it might not be the end of the world. Oh, well, I guess you can catch on Togekiss. I I guess you can. I feel like that's still not a great play. Because now can't I just, like, Thundershock down? Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna Thundershock down then. Um, with that said, they do have back-to-back moves ready to go on that Malamar. We do have to keep that in mind. But that's fine. I would lose, well, I'd win CMP rather, but like just in case they try to throw immediately, I'm gonna overfarm. They don't instant throw. They actually went for good timing, so I could have got the shield first, but I likely get it back anyway. They foul play us, alright. And now it's gonna be an interesting game, because they have another move ready to go on this Malamar. But Morpeko seems like it's putting in so much work against them right now. Maybe I want to save it, but maybe I should just let my Morpeko go. Okay, we catch a move here. And that could make it really annoying for them, depending on their final Pokemon. If they have a Talonflame in the backline, that could be probably the worst case scenario. A superpower, they're staying in to build up even more energy. What is this? Shadow Caesar, okay. That's not bad at all. I'll go for the Air Cutter here, because one payback doesn't knock out anyway, and if I get to a second move, I can stall the Switch Claw quite a bit. Alright, we likely get a shield here. We'll see. Well, actually, they don't have shields, do they? No. We don't get a shield, because they don't have the ability to do, but it's fine, it's fine. We can swap now into our Morpeko, farm down, and, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to reach an Aura Wheel against this Malamar, but I can at least Psychic Fangs them, and that's going to put them into Incinerate downrange. It's not going to do a lot of damage. If I would have baited a single time this game, I would have been able here to go for an Aura Wheel. But I still have HP on my Corviknight. I still have my Gourgeist as well, and Gourgeist does not get one shot. Plus, I mean, they need 2 attacks for my Gourgeist, right? So, there's a good chance I just get to a Seed Bomb there in 2 Incinerates. Yeah, oh, there's a chance I just farm down in 2 Incinerates. That's even crazier. Alright, is this enough to knock us out? I would be pretty surprised. Even with the Foul Play buff this season, it's not that strong. Yeah, that just knocks, it just straight up knocks him out. Okay, let's go. That's a good Morpeko game if I've seen one. Alright, next battle. What's it gonna be? Morpeko into Sableye. There we go, another pretty good lead here. Although, it can be a little bit dicey if they try to go for a catch. But as we saw last game, there's not a lot of things that really want to catch Morpeko energy. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a risky play, where I Psychic Fangs bait. Likely I get a shield here. Yeah. So, while this is a little bit scary if they no-shielded that, now it puts me in such a good spot. Not only because I get a defense drop there in it. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, there's not a lot they necessarily could do in that matchup if they're not running Moonblast. And then I farm them down, I have, like, double Shadow Ball for Sableye. They did not want any part of that game. Alright, Morpeko. Alright. That was not a long game, but it was a fun game. Okay. Let's cash that in, and let's keep it going here. Alright, next battle. Let's see if we can keep it up here. Morpeko into Shadow Caesar. Pretty good lead. Our backline's also pretty good against this, though, so we'll see what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised this game if there's some water types in the back. Yeah, look at how much damage these bullet punches are doing. That's the one sad part about this matchup. The bullet punches add up so quickly. We get a Psychic Fangs bait. Probably unnecessary to go for that, but I mean, I might as well, I think. Alright. They could Trailblaze, but there's a good chance they just Night Slash us. We'll see what they want to do. It is a Trailblaze. Honestly, I'm going to switch here to my Gourgeist and try to get an Incinerate through. Oh my goodness, we did land the Incinerate. That's a lot of damage. And we bait out Altaria, which, while this is not great in the moment for my Gourgeist, I did need this Pokemon out of the way so my Corviknight wouldn't be against this thing, because Corviknight is so sad into Altaria. And Shadow Ball even does a decent chunk of damage, too. Okay, good counting by them. I could shield this and get my next move off, but I don't feel like that's all that worth it, so I'm just going to let that go, honestly. Alright, do we get a shield here with the next Aura Wheel? I mean, I could see it happening, but I could also see them letting it go. It really depends on what they have in the back and how scared they are of me. They must be scared of Morpeko. They want my final shield. I mean, I guess I shield this. There's a chance they can come back in Caesar, though, and maybe go for a Night Slash against us. So we'll swap if they do. Night Slash will hurt a little bit, but we do get a full farm down against them. And the best thing about this, too, is I do save my Morpeko in the backline. So there's still a lot of play for us this game. But I guess Altaria is also still around. They might bring that in here to drain some of my energy. Let's see. Yeah, Alt comes in. Unfortunately, I think I have to pay back to knock this out. Are we thinking it could be a Jellicent in the backline? I feel like Jellicent would make a lot of sense here. Oh, we're thinking Empoleon. Interesting. 8. I don't know if I have enough in the tank here to win this game, unfortunately. Oh, man, I was 2 away from the move. That was ABA steal? No, I can't be losing to this. This is, I guess, maybe on me a little bit. What I should have done this game, I should have gone for the air cutter into the Altaria, so I just get a farm down. If I went for a farm down with my Morpeko, I win this game. I shouldn't have paybacked. I gave them the opportunity here to build up against my Corviknight, and that's a big misplay. Oh, man, I shouldn't have done that. That's one of those weird games where I should have just sacrificed Corviknight, but alright, we'll learn from that one. Next battle. Morpeko into Gastrodon, alright. Well, we do have 2 answers to this in the back, but there obviously is a chance they have, like, flyers or something for my Gourgeist here, which could be bad. Yeah, as we are seeing right now. Eight. Oh, man. This is annoying. Like, I have to throw in really bad timing here. I don't want to do that, but if I want to get my moves off before their second Drill Peck comes through, I literally have to. Alright, big Seed Bomb. Big second Seed Bomb. Hopefully we get a shield here. If we get a shield, that could be good. They're already pretty weak to our Corviknight, and I don't like that. Okay, they do shield that. They have to throw energy here. So I do get a farm down with Morpeko at least. But I don't know if they're going to have another Pokemon in the back weak to my Corviknight. There's a chance they do, right? There's always a chance that it could be like a second flyer, like a Togekiss or something. Yeah, we get the perfect farm down at least. I'm going to bank an Aura Wheel here before swapping out. That way, just in case I need to go for a combo play later, I can. What is this? Dugong. I don't like that. 5. Alright. This Pokemon is remarkably bulky. So I don't know if I have enough damage right now to get a shield from them. 6. Yeah, I mean, I need to do so much here, and I don't know if it's going to be possible. 9, alright. When I survive this Icy Wind, I'm going to no-shield this. And we'll see what we can do with Morpeko. because we can swap it in here and either get a knockout or a shield, and we also, you know, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We do get a knockout. I can maybe go for debuffs against the Gastro. If I can get 2 Psychic Fangs off, maybe that could be a win. Ah, but they're already at a Body Slam here. I don't think I can shield this. Like, honestly, I think I need to no-shield this. Hope I survive another Mud Slap. Ah, I don't survive the Mud Slap. If I could have survived that, maybe there's a chance. But I don't know. I need I need the Psychic Fangs bait. I need an Air Cutter and then a Payback. And I don't know if we could have got that. All right, next battle. We'll see Morpeko into Jellicent. That is much better than a Mud Slapper. Let's see if they're going to stay in. If they stay in, I'd be very happy. Of course, though, they're not going to stay in. That would be crazy. And for some reason here, they throw an alignment. Which, I mean, I guess I probably shouldn't shield this, but I'm going to. So, we'll see what's going to happen. Big Body Slam. 1. I probably should have gone for an Aura Wheel here, because they probably go for the no-shield either way. Yeah. But that's fine. They're 2 away from the next Body Slam right now. They have it now. Attempt to catch, they don't fall for it, so this trainer's actually playing this pretty efficiently right now. But if I build up a lot of energy, then I'm not really that worried this game, because that Jellicent doesn't do a lot to my Corviknight. Alright, so another Shadow Ball going to be thrown. They're energy dry now after this move. They could maybe come back in Jellicent here, but I feel like that might be a bit of a misplay for them. Yeah, so I can go for the Payback now, get the guaranteed knockout against them. They could try to shield this too if they want to, but I think I'd be fine if they try to go for Switch Advantage. No, they do let that go. Makes sense once again. Jellicent likely comes in. But we get the Payback through him, which either gets a shield or a massive amount of damage into this Pokemon. Let's see what they want to do. They no shield. They're just sacrificing Jellicent, I guess. And they give us a sneak here. I have a lot of energy on Morpeko. I feel like, while I am going down 2 shields this game, that might not be a bad play. Because of the energy lead that I have here. Okay. Well, Pangoro in the backline is a little bit scary to see. But maybe we still have play. We get a shield. And now I'll go for another move, just to try to get any sort of damage against him that I can. And get a second debuff. Oh, nice. They actually shield that? I feel like that shield there is a little bit unnecessary on their part. Now they're -2 defense, which is good. If I can get a C-Bomb off before their second Night Slash here, then I probably win the game. If they can outpace us, though, which Pangoro is very spammy, there's a chance they can reach a move here. But no, I believe we're only at 3 Karate Chops before I came in, so I can reach this move. And unless they Hex us down here, I should be fine. And I'm way too healthy for that. They should have no-shielded one of those Psychic Fangs on the Pangoro, but maybe they miscounted a little bit. They didn't know quite where my energy was, and we're still able to close out the backline, despite going down 2 shields there. Maybe not playing my Morpeko as well as I could have, but we'll take it. Alright, next battle. Morpeko into Malamar. Beautiful lead. They do have superpower that could be a little bit scary, but I resist Psywave. So we'll see what they want to do. They're staying in. A lot of the times, I've seen Malamars plus water types, or flying types, so it makes sense that they're staying in. They must be a little bit scared here of our little mouse. Oh my goodness, they just let that go? Alright. Well, that's a lot of damage to get off into them. They'll go for a superpower here to get a shield from us, but, I mean, I've basically neutralized an entire Malamar this game, so that's pretty good for us. And I have a lot of energy plus a boost. Okay, well, I mean, they might come in with like a Mud Slapper or something. If they do, I swap out. There's no reason to stay in. Oh my goodness, what is this? I mean, this is not a counter. This is not a Morpeko answer. I just stay in here and spam out charge attacks. I didn't even know what that was at first. I saw the typing. I kind of freaked out. How weak are they to Morpeko? Because now I'm +2. How much damage does a +2 Morpeko do to a Colossal? I'm kind of excited to find out. Okay, well, it'll be a +3, I guess, that we get into it. What is happening? I would imagine they go for a flame charge here. There's a chance it's like a Talonflame in the backline. That would make sense to me with the way they're playing this out. What did they catch on? Okay? You can catch on Corviknight all you want. This is gonna do a lot, even though it's on the dark mode. Oh my goodness! Okay. Okay. I see you. We don't get one shot here by a flame charge by this Colossal. So we can no shield. I mean, we don't have much of a choice in the matter. But we can then go for the Shadow Ball and win the game. Honestly, maybe double Seed Bomb's a play. Oh yeah. Double Seed Bomb for sure. And then we'll be able to farm them down with our Corviknight. Big damage. They have ramped up their attack stat, and Fire is good against Corviknight. But I think at this point it doesn't matter. Because Sand Attack is so strong here too. Alright. As long as I survive this, I should win the game. Yeah, we live that move. We Sand Attack down. And Colossal does not quite get the endgame sweep. Alright, next battle. I think this is our final battle of the set. Decisive Game 5. That is a spicy Pokemon. I guess they can outpace us to Aqua Tails here if they want to. Actually, no, they can't. Because I have Psychic Fangs that I can also go for. So might as well go for that here. Interesting, interesting. The fact they're staying in gives me hope that Morpeko is a nuisance for their team. They do shield that. So they're at 5. 6, 7, 8. Alright. Well, at this point, I'm going to go for the instant Psychic Fangs. They could go for a catch here, I guess, but I'm not really that scared of this Pokemon just in general. Oh, they caught. Okay, well, that's annoying, but that's still very fine. I have my Corviknight I can bring in here. And while that Charm's going to do a lot more damage than I'd like it to, it's still not going to one-shot us or anything. I mean, I'm not that squishy. I can bring in Corviknight, and with that -1 defense stat, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to knock us out. Air Cutter is going to do a decent chunk. It's probably going to two-shot, but they're likely going to go for the Icy Wind in just a second to lower my attack. I'd love a boost here, though. Oh, thank you. Nice. Sometimes you just have to manifest it a little bit. Alright, what's going to be the final Pokemon this game? They stayed in the lead, so I have to imagine it's some sort of weakness to Morpeko, right? Yeah, kinda. That's not exactly a Pokemon you want to use against a Morpeko. Alright, we'll go for the Payback here, because it is going to do a lot of neutral damage. And now we'll go for the Air Cutter, because I do want to get some shields from this thing if I can at some point. Another no-shield, wow, okay. And we'll bring in Gourgeist, which, super effective Sucker Punches, I know, but the charge attack pressure does so little that it doesn't even matter. If this Incinerate knocks out, that's a lot of energy down the drain for our opponent. Yeah, it does, nice. Quillfish is at 4 right now, keep that in mind. 6, alright. Could be an Ice Beam, or like a Sludge Bomb? I don't even know what this gets. It's Sludge Wave, right? Oh, it is Ice Beam. Good shield by us, then. That should win us the game, because now they're energy dry. Even a Wigglytuff catch doesn't really save them here, because then I just farm them down on this this Quillfish. Yeah, we get the shield. We get a knockout now. And we still have our Corviknight. We have a lot of HP left over. Even on our Morpeko, I bet we could get a Psychic Fangs off if we needed to. Alright, down goes the Quillfish. And hopefully, down goes the Wiggly. Nice. 3-ball flex here to finish off the set. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. That was a 3-2, right? Let's make sure before I say anything. Yes, it was a 3-2. Morpeko, you know, there's some very polarizing matchups for this Pokemon, but it's able to pull in so much work when your opponent's not ready for it. Another 3-2 gets us back into the 2700s. Alright, not too bad. This Pokemon is way too fun to use. I almost always disrespect it when team building, but as you can see in the battles today, if you disrespect it too much, it can just unwind entire teams. It's a lot of fun to use, a little bit tricky to make work sometimes though, but I think this team was very good with Morpeko. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.